but Raleigh, North Carolina, if you need us. Me and Jerry Claremont, we have a production company called Necessary Film, and we just want to be to amplify people voices of color who want to start business, who just want to put their brand out there. So we want to be a part of and grow with people, and with their entrepreneurship visually.
Okay, Jerry, well, I'm gonna have you piggyback that. So let us know where you're from, and then what is your offering to this table?
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jerry Claremont. I'm the other half of A Necessary Film. I started calling myself the CTO of A Necessary Film now. What am I bringing to the world? I'm bringing my view on things. I feel like I have a unique perspective on certain things that are going on in the world right now and certain situations that happen within our community. And I feel like it's very important to, people always tell me, oh, you should podcast, you should do this, you should do that. So I feel like I want to, expand my view on things and now that it's in the form of documentaries. I'm actually working on a documentary right now about a Trinidadian group called the Jumbies. They're going to have a float going through on Halloween. So I'm working on that as well as other projects, commercials and things like that.
Also, we're working on a documentary on the vaccine as well.
Yeah, we're working on that as well.
That's the big project that's been a lot. We learned a lot.
Yeah.
Learning a lot.
So you probably can bring a lot of information about the traumas of COVID and how that's affected so many of us, right?
Yeah.
So that's amazing. I'm gonna go with Jamise. Do you want to jump in here?
Sure. Hi everyone. I'm Jamise. I'm based in Maryland, and I own a natural candle brand that basically combines the love of music and candles through QR codes on the candles. And our focus is like women empowerment and self-care.
Wonderful. Rachel.
Hi, everyone. So although my name says Rochelle, I also go by Rachel.
I know you as, I know you as both.
Exactly, I answer to both. Yeah. I'm only unfortunately here for a few minutes. I'm working right now. I just took a little bit of time to come here and show a little support. But when I'm not, working or momming, I have a little sort of side passion project that I recently started. So I kind of hand make some of these bags and purses you see behind me. But again, it's more sort of a passion project, something just to keep me creative when I can find the time. I am currently in Philadelphia. I just moved here from New York a few months ago, and so far loving it. And I'm glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me, Eva.
Thank you. Nicole, if you want to tell us where you're located and what are you bringing to this world?
Good day, everybody. My name is Nicole. I am located in Maryland, so Jamise, I don't know where, but I'm in Howard County. I am the owner of Earthborn Beauty. So I create, similar to Angela, I create all natural plant-based skincare products, but specifically cater to those with dry skin, sensitive skin, eczema, and psoriasis. So that's our focus. So often persons that have skin sensitivities or challenges, we suffer in silence. The mental and emotional impact that persons have or go through when they have those kind of challenges is not often seen when you first look at a person. And so through education and the development of products, we try to bridge that gap or help to smooth that over. So that's my passion. I've had eczema my whole life. Some people grow out of it when they're little. Eczema was like, nah, we're gonna be buddies for life. So and so that's that. So that's what I kind of bring to the table. So it's very nice to meet everybody.
Thank you. And we have Shantae here from PS Infinity. If you wanted to, Shantae's on the move right now, so she won't be showing video, but if you want to chime in and tell us where you're located and what you're offering to the world.
Yes, hi everyone, this is Shantae, and I launched PS Infinity, and it is a woodworking business. I make handmade woodwork, custom pieces, home decor, items for celebratory events like weddings, anniversaries, things of that nature, just custom personalized wooden items.
Wonderful. And Bree, I see you said you're back. What do you bring to the table and where are you located?
Hello, everyone. So my name is Bree. I'm actually Viva's younger sister. I am located in Bowie, Maryland. For those who are in the DMV area, what I bring to the table, nothing lavish like you all have. So I'll definitely be supporting you all's businesses. But my current venture is actually, well, career path that I'm seeking and learning more about. It's more so real estate. So I'm actually moving in that area currently and trying to bring more, environment and making sure that we understand Black generational wealth through real estate. That's currently the track that I'm on.
Wonderful. Well, I thank you all for, of course, sharing your time with us. We know for myself, time is worthy, and I know some of you have to get back to work. So I just wanted to start off, that was our welcome, that was our circle. We're opening it up. My name is Viva. Some of you may know me as Renata. And my work really is, some of you know by Haveness. And Haveness I created is a retail media platform that has been created to uplift Black creators as well as create economic sustainability for them. And so that is Haveness. My new venture and baby after this 13-month business sabbatical, my God has placed on my heart to not only work with the product of part of your businesses, but also work with your personal wealth, right? Your personal wellness as Black creators. And so with that being said, this is our first wellness circle. That venture I have is called the Black Retail Collective. And in the Black Retail Collective, what I want to offer to you is to do the work, to show up and be accountable, for us to give you communal care, as well as for you to give communal care, for us to also nourish your ideas and nurture them and give you personal wellness, as well as embrace your accountability. That is what I formally do at this moment. I want to be that kind of woosai for you and your business. I want to be that person who comes in that you can talk to and really come and center yourselves in that moment while you're doing everything else. And so with that being said, I want to present to you our guided therapy advisor, which I initiated that title on her. Her name is LaVonda Sweeney. Can everybody hear me okay? Because I was worried about my audio.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So LaVonda Sweeney is our guided therapy advisor, but her actual profession is in therapy, and she's licensed and she has a master's in it. And so one of the quotes that I love about her is, she says, "My work is to offer space for Black and brown folks to heal so that they can become inspired to reach their highest heights." I'm going to go and just read a bio for Vonda. This is my sister friend, my University of South Carolina sister, go Gamecocks, but we are in this together. And so LaVonda Sweeney, she is a licensed therapist in the state of South Carolina, practicing out of Greenville. She also is an adjunct psychology instructor at a local college. Her biggest achievements is successfully completing her master's program while juggling single parenthood, 2 jobs, and somewhat of a social life, okay? She's proud to just have recently launched a group practice, which that is a major achievement that she's done. When she say recent, she's like recent, where she offered mental health and therapy for teens and adults. Her overall mission is to offer space for Black and brown folks to heal so that they can become inspired to reach their highest heights. It is a pleasure and honor to have her, but we also know that in her field, she's there to encourage us, to empower us, and to educate us. So LaVonda, sweetie, if you have a few words to offer to the table, I just want to give you that moment.
Well, I really just want to say welcome to everybody, and just to say how honored I am for Viva to have actually asked me to be a part of this. It was not a difficult decision for me to say absolutely yes. So at the core of what I do, my primary focus and love and passion is for Black and Brown people, and so I really probably get the most enjoyment out of creating that space and offering that space for that, so that we can show up of who we are. You know, we don't have to code switch. We don't have to pretend to be someone that we're not. It's just us, right? And so to really have that space for our folks. And so I'll probably have more to say, but welcome, and it's an honor to be here and to be a part of this.
Okay, so we're going to jump right into it. Basically, I'm going too fast here. So what we want to pretty much focus on today, what we're bringing to the table is this. What is PBRP? So PBRP is pause, breathe, repair, and proceed. This is how we feel as if it's necessary for Black creators to really be at the center of who they are and to be able to move and thrive the way that they envision. And so I just want to read something really quickly before we jump in about it. And it says, we all require healing at one point or another. Take time to heal your wounds. Take time to heal your heart. It does no good to think about running the marathon when you still have a broken foot. And we're coming off a lot of brokenness. You know, some of us, you know, are broken spiritually, financially, emotionally, however it is. So this is just for us to take a pause to really kind of rebuild and give you some tools to move forward. So I'm going to speak about pause. So pause is a temporary stop or rest, especially in speech or in action. With that being said, take time to reflect and focus on the most valuable resource we all have, and that is time. We're all given time. Some of us may be more wealthy than others. Some of us may be healthier than others, but we all have time. That's our most precious resource that we have. I talked about it briefly, but I took 13 months away from my business so that I could pause, I could refocus, I can face a lot of the traumas that I had dealt with, you know, after Black Lives Matter, after COVID. I needed that time to think about myself, you know, think about what direction my spirit was leading me into. And my spirit said to me that even though I wanted to take a month, that month turned into a few months, that few months turned into a whole calendar year. And here I am presenting to you my vulnerability, who I am, who I transitioned into. You know, some of you have met me when I first started Haveness, and that was product-based. And I thank you for being there at that center. But I'm hoping that I can extend that into giving you more love and support in what you do. And so I say, take time to pause. If you haven't through this time, just think to yourself, I need at least one day. Give yourself a Sunday if you can, or whatever, or hour or 30 minutes, but take time to pause and kind of face what you're dealing with from past into your present, so it can lead you up to where you want to go. My next favorite is breathe. So Vaughn and I were talking about this. So meditation has become like, I'm obsessed with it right now. And I feel like if I didn't have meditation, like I honestly wouldn't even know how to cope from day to day. And so to breathe is to move air in and out of your lungs, but it's also to inhale and exhale, to pause and to rest before continuing. To pause. That's in breathing. We all have, between our breaths, we all have to take a moment to inhale, and that's a pause, and to exhale. And I always go back to like the movie Waiting to Exhale, because, you know, after all of the trauma that they went through, all of the trauma that they went to, at the end of it, they were singing the song, they were in a, you know, they were releasing. And so for me, you know, that's how I want to live my life. Those are the moments of happiness, surrounding with people that I love, surrounding myself with people who care about me, you know, and I want this to be a moment for you to feel the same way. Each of us who are present at this moment, you may not know their names or where they're from, but they all have something centered and focused at the same time. And that is, you all want to exude love about what you're doing, and you want to exude love into Black people, point blank and period, right? And so what we're going to do, because I know some of you have to go, but I did want to just practice really quickly, just a silent meditation. It's real, as simple as it could be. But this is the part where we're going to pause and we're going to breathe. This is a part where I stop running my mouth for a second and give you time to kind of refocus. So if you can just right now take your hands and put them right on your chest, no matter where you are. If you're driving, don't do that. But, you know, take some time, put your hands right on your chest. And we're going to do a count. The counts are 4 in, 7 hold, 8 out. And we're going to do that 4 times. That's 4 in, 7 hold, 8 out. Okay? Let's begin our practice. I'll be counting the times that we do it 4 times. So we will begin. Let's all inhale with a count of 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do it again for number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 hold, 8 release. Third time, inhale. And our last time, inhale on 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. Exhale every anxiety, every fear, every object that's in your way. We're going to exhale that. Let's go. So like they say, namaste, in that, be centered in that. Know that you are worthy. Know that everything that you are doing is aligned to what you're supposed to be doing. Allow the energy to enter your spirit. Allow the good energy to enter and cast out any negative energy in your body. Take the time to love you. Take the time to be present in you and cast anything that does not serve you. I'm going to turn it over right now to Vonda, where she is going to talk about repair and proceed. Okay.
Okay, that was a great exercise. I want to add just one little piece. Some of you probably are used to meditating and deep breathing, but when you breathe out, be sure to exhale out of your mouth. When Viva was talking about releasing all of that anxiety and things like that, it's most effective when you can exhale with your mouth open instead of exhaling with your nose. So I just wanted to kind of add that piece in there. All right. So let's talk about repair. Repair is defined as is to restore by replacing a part or putting together what is torn or broken. So that's to repair. We're looking at something torn and broken. We all require healing at one point or another, right? Take time to heal your wounds. One of my favorite things to say to people, especially when they first come into therapy or even thinking about therapy or have questions about it, I say it's time to heal. it's time. It's time to do the work and do what we need to do so that we can reach those higher heights. So that is repair. Oh, so I think that it's important for me to pause here and talk about some healthy ways to repair. Obviously, I'm a therapist, so the very first thing that I'm going to say is to seek therapy, to seek that professional help, that professional guidance on things that may have happened in the past, things that you're going through now, and sometimes in therapy you may discover or you may realize that there were things that are impacting you that you had no clue that was affecting you. So it's important to think about therapy, to seek therapy, to have that objective and unbiased opinion. Viva mentioned something a few minutes ago too when she was talking about pause, taking that time for yourself. I know all of you are business owners. Some of you may also work for someone else while you're doing that. But it's important to take a mental wellness day, just to take a day where you don't focus on work and you don't focus on your business. You just take some time to show up for yourself and to get that restoration and that repair. And one other thing I'm going to add in is also consider what you're putting into your bodies, right? And so I know I heard we have here. I have a couple of ladies who deal with the skincare and the self-care, and that's beautiful. Also, I want to add that piece and to make sure you're being very mindful of what you're putting inside your body. If we're eating high carbs, high sugars, it makes us feel sluggish, it makes us feel foggy, and we can't function. Literally, our brain does not function as well as it's supposed to. So implementing a healthier, and if you can, plant-based lifestyle. So those are my three top suggestions on how to repair, how to start that repair process. All right, we can go to the next one if you'd like. And then proceed. So to proceed is to continue after a pause or interruption, to begin and carry on an action process or movement. So after you've taken that time to pause, to breathe, to repair, now it's time to proceed. And another way to understand proceed is just now to move forward. Now on to that next step. One of the most beneficial ways for you all that'll help you be able to proceed after you've done that necessary work is acceptance. It comes in the form of acceptance, accepting who you are, accepting where you've come from, accepting the healing that you've experienced, and then now accepting the next phase in your life. And so the entire purpose of healing is to do that, right? To heal so that you're not dragging all these past traumas. You don't have to live with that anxiety. You don't have to live with that depression. You don't have to live with that self-doubt. You can actually leave that back there because it don't belong to you. So to be able to accept that and then move forward. That is my overall suggestion of how to proceed and to get into the next phase of your life and healing.
And I just wanted to talk about, because you're kind of actually living in it. Can you just share with us quickly, like how you're currently repairing and proceeding?
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
Just right now, because I know we talked about it, so I just thought it would be good.
Oh, absolutely. I absolutely. I 100% will be glad to share with y'all. I decided to seek therapy myself as a therapist. I am in therapy. We as therapists, we're humans too. Like we actually show up as ourselves in our therapy room, but we have very similar backgrounds to a lot of people that we see. And so for me, one thing brought me in, grief brought me into therapy. However, what's keeping me outside of working through the grief and the loss, but I also work on some internal things, some things that I didn't realize that was impacting me. And so I enjoy therapy. It's a safe space. It's a space for me to show up and to be myself 100%. So absolutely, I do have a therapist, and I see her now twice a week. We start out once a week. Now we're twice a week. I do my best to also eat as healthy as I possibly can. I don't eat I'm not vegan or vegetarian, but I eat fish, and I eat a lot of greens, and so I try to be very mindful of what I put in my body. I try to refrain from overindulging in alcohol and things like that. And so and I do a lot of studying and reading things like that. One more piece on that is I am also actually on my own spiritual journey, right? And so as a therapist, professionally as a therapist, and personally as a person, my motto is mind, body, spirit. And so I try to make sure that I am doing the best that I can to take care of myself in all three of those domains. And for me, over the last probably year, but really I kind of ramped it up over the last few months, really trying to get to that spiritual height, so that I can show up as my best self. So those are some of the things that I do. I can probably list 10 more, but those are some of the things that I do for myself.
No, that's wonderful. I think one of the things where that some of us has endured is when you say grief. I feel like grief comes in all forms.
Absolutely.
Grief can come from you losing a loved one, or grief could come from, you're losing a business. You're losing your business. You're losing your passion. You're grieving over of anything of loss, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even losing yourself. That is a form of grief in itself. And so, what I think both Vonda and I are trying to say is that, in the process of pausing, in the process of breathing and repairing and proceeding, these are tools for you to kind of live and set with, to reassess where you are in order to realign, to shift, and to move. And we're doing the work. That's why we're here, because we both couldn't show up in this space if we weren't doing the work.
Right.
I took my spiritual shower this morning. I did meditation. I did prayer. I light candles. This is all before I got on here. You see, I'm sipping my tea. So I was like, I needed to get myself focused and centered to be present for you all, to allow, the flow of God for me, to allow the flow of God to be present for you. And so we want to just open up the circle. And so this is, one of the things where I don't think, do we say proceed? I want you to read this, because this is something that,
Okay. So proceed also means to move forward, towards inner peace, outer peace, and holistic happiness, which I absolutely love this, because it is directly in alignment with my mind, body, and spirit motto. So this is beautiful.
Yes, holistic happiness. You can't just be happy in business and miserable at home. You can't be great at home and your business is failing. These are the things where there's never going to be a perfect balance, but you got to find self in that as well. And so these are just some things for us to take away, to remember, is take time to heal your wounds, take time to heal your heart, love yourself enough to know when enough is enough. Oh, I love that. That's like one of my favorites. Your time is the most valuable resource that you have, so spend it wisely. This is a marathon. We cannot run on a broken foot. Identify the trauma, then begin to repair it. Vulnerability is the cure of repair. Allow yourself to be vulnerable enough to change. And lastly, our stories are our testimony to be shared for the breakthrough of someone else. So proceed with the insight that we are worthy, we are loved, and we are enough. So a quote that I want to leave you on is, this book has been saving me. If anybody want to screenshot it. So it's called Heart Talk by Cleo Wade. A lot of the stuff came to this book, and I just have it on my nightstand to take bits and pieces, and it's poetry in here and just kind of insights. And this is one of the quotes that Cleo talked about, which I love, but it says, surround yourself with people who deserve your magic. You can take that as much as you can. And I believe with Jerry and with Tyrone, they've surrounded themselves with people that they actually, that deserve their magic. It could have been anybody. And so that's one of the things that I really want you to take, think about your circle And are they spreading magic to you? And are you spreading magic to them in all forms? It could be Black girl magic, Black boy magic, however the magic is being spread, but is it being spread? And so now we want to just open the circle as we, have a few minutes, about 20 minutes or so, but we want to open the circle to you and really kind of have you express, let's talk about it. What do you do when facing crossroads? Like, what have you done? All of you have stories, so don't tell me you don't have one, because we all have one. Vonda and I have shared ours, so we just want to make sure that you have space to share yours. And I don't want to start picking at people, so I'm gonna need somebody to unmute so I don't have to.
Oh, we got Tyrone says he's ready.
There you go.
All right. So again, me and Jerry have been working on this vaccine project for almost a year now, and we've been interviewing only people of color who are experts in the medical field and community leaders. And this project has been very exhausting and very what's another word, Jerry? Nice word.
Mentally taxing.
Yes, mentally taxing. So at points we had to kind of like the crossroads of finishing, but it's like we are just like ready to get it done, but we want to give it the same attention that we started. But what's going on in the world and what's like the vaccine shaming, if you're anti or you pro, is like is kind of like, again, it's like mentally taxing. So I'm currently seeing therapy as well, and it's just to get me through this whole process and this project, and then coming to a space like this is kind of like good for me to express ourselves and what we're going through with this project, because we kind of tie ourselves personally with our production company, because we are for our community and we are for our people, and being all for our people and being tied to your craft is very, very like it's mixing my emotions and feelings.
Yeah. It gets heavy sometimes.
It gets very, very heavy, especially on a topic on the vaccine and the government and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, when it comes to, I guess, facing crossroads, like if we're talking specifically about this project, there are many days where I do blackouts, where I don't watch the news. I'm not on IG. I'm not on anything like that because we're so, first of all, we're living this, with this COVID and the vaccine, regardless if you're doing a documentary or not. But just being so involved in it, like, neck deep into it, it's like I don't want to hear any more information or anything like that, just because it's just kind of like a trigger. So that's something that I try to do. And I also, in other instances, I just take a pause and take a breath. Like, I don't know if any of you have edited film before, but sometimes it's very frustrating because you're trying to take what's in your head and put it in the machine. That's the best way to kind of describe it. And then when you're working with a coworker, like when you're team editing, there's a lot of communication that needs to be involved so we can both understand what's going on. So I just take deep breaths, walk around, release some of that energy, because sometimes the frustration is not with the other person. It's just the process within itself is frustrating. So that's another thing I do when I face a crossroad, just try to take a breath and reset a little bit.
Good.
That's amazing. Yeah, go ahead, Vonda.
No. I was saying good.
That was all the tea that we needed to get it, to fill it up. So thank you for honoring us in that space. I want to say, Nicole, did you have any? Oh, Nicole's like, no. Okay, I see Anderson. So I'm gonna let you want to go, Nicole? Did you want to say something? Go ahead.
Okay, so I was going to say that my crossroad currently is work-life balance. Often when I think about my business, Earthborn Beauty, and I think about that, I think about Erykah Badu. When she said, we all know her line, keep in mind that I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my, right? And so when we have a passion, I'm talking about me, I pour so much of myself into it that oftentimes I forget to breathe, I forget to pause. Especially around this time of the year, I am humping it. And I don't have that work-life balance. I don't have a moment for myself. And it's amazing. I hold spa parties, and a lot of times I talk about how important mental health is and how important it is to take time out for yourself. But I know personally, my own, speaking my truth, I don't live it. I can tell people how to do it, or not even tell people, I can offer suggestions, but I find that personally myself, that I don't take, I'm not following my own suggestions or don't do it as much as I should. And I have unfortunately created an atmosphere and with my family where I am the glue. You know, you hear a lot of people say, check on your strong friends. Well, that doesn't necessarily happen. I find that, you know, so it's a combination of all of that. And what I'm trying to learn to do is to not make it a big deal to take care of myself. So if I think of it in small parts, whereas if I let everybody go to sleep and then I'm drinking some chamomile tea and I'm watching 30 minutes of TV, okay, yay, Nicole, that's good. You did something. So instead of saying, hey, I need to have this whole day, hey, I need to have, this weekend, I need to do, that's my work phone. I need to do something, but if I take it in small parts, I'm learning that means something, and that I can, hold on for 1 second, sorry.
That's good. Thank you, Nicole, for that. I know there was, you know, we have a couple on. Did anyone want to tag on that? I know Vonda, you had some questions.
I would like to jump in just a little bit and say that Nicole, what you just said is extremely common for a lot of people of color who are running their business and running their households, and, you know, having to be the head, you know, the head of the family, et cetera. And so I empathize with that, right? Because it is something that I hear. And we probably hear all the time. If you talk to other business owners, you know, they'll probably tell something, you know, very, very similar story. And so I like, though, that you have recognized some of those limitations for yourself, and you see that, you know, that you can do it in small doses. One thing that I would just kind of throw out there and suggest is maybe setting a timer on your phone, and that reminds you to breathe or pause, right? So, and it doesn't have to be 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It's just a reminder that pops up during whatever time of the day, and then you see it and it just reminds you to take a moment, maybe 30 seconds, right? To just take a deep breath, breathe, and recenter. And so I just wanted to offer that, that suggestion to you.
Is there anyone who wanted to kind of just share with us, like, you know, what have you done, or what are you doing right now to kind of help with facing any crossroads or setbacks or things that you're experiencing?
I can jump in. I think for me, I have a candle business, obviously, and this time of the year is very taxing. I also have a full-time job. I'm a police officer in a major city, and it has worn me completely down. I'm really not focusing on my regular job. The only thing I really do is focus on my business, because I want to take that to a level where that can be my full-time job. But for me, as far as whenever I come to a crossroads right now, I'm facing inventory issues as far as getting, you know, supplies or getting things from where I need to get them. And it's really been taxing. But personally, what I do is I engulf myself in music, jazz music specifically. That completely just alleviates a lot of the things that I do. I'll sit down, listen to music. I mean, it's a mainstay within my life, and it's very important to me. That's pretty much one form of therapy that I use. But as far as just, you know, your crossroads, just understand that, you know, there is going to be light at the end of the tunnel. It may be hard, but you also have to understand and know, not even, you know, guess or think, oh, okay, well, it's going to get better. You have to know and understand I'm doing this for a reason, and this is going to put me here in the future. I just have to keep going, even if it's hard. You have to understand that what you're doing is important. What you're bringing into this world is important. So just keep going on your path and keep going with your passion, because you never know who it's affecting. And for me, I can't say this enough, but jazz music has helped me immensely. Just music overall just helps me so much.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And especially, I just think of us like, you know, our culture and who we are. Music has saved us in so many ways, right? Either you're creating it or everybody has a soundtrack for their life. Like I know if I think about my grandmother and she used to put Mahalia Jackson records, you know, on a Sunday morning, I'm thinking about her getting ready for church. Like all of them, you know, we all have a soundtrack. So I just, you know, I think that's amazing.
Yeah,
Music is very healing. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jerry.
no, it's okay. I also think it's very important to be very selective of what music that you listen to, and like, you know, whatever vibe you're on, because some music can pull you deeper into somewhere that you don't want to necessarily be energetically. So I think it's very important to be conscious of that as well. Like there's certain albums that I love that I will not listen to because I know that's not the time for that. That energy is not what I need right now.
Yeah,
that's a great point. I'm glad you said that, Jerry, because that's something that I was going to say as well. Just be mindful of the music that you're listening to. You know, if you're, you know, sometimes trap music ain't always the best music to listen to, right? In certain instances, sometimes sad music isn't always the best music to listen to in certain instances. And so, and also understanding that music is a vibration, right? That sound is a vibration. Those vibrations can impact our mood. And so understanding that is very important. So I'm glad to hear you say that, Jerry. That's important.
Yes. Well, I know we had a few questions that that Vonda has, and I still, if you have time to stay for a few minutes, we don't want to close it off to you. If you want to still pour into us, if you have to go in the next few minutes, we completely understand, but I'll be here. I don't know if Vonda has to leave, but I'll be here to kind of, did you have a few minutes after one, Vonda?
I have a session starting at 2:00. So
okay, and I have a 2:00 as well.
Okay.
So we're just, but I wanted to bring, I'm sorry, let me just say this. So basically, you know, I want to thank you into stepping into our wellness circle right now. There's so much, this, like Lavonda and I, this is something that we're going to be doing on a monthly. This is every month. We are having this on our offering table, our offering kitchen table. We are serving this up. And so the PowerPoint that I have, I will share with you. So if you did not send your emails to me while you logged in, just make sure you get an email to me, a preferred email to me through Instagram, text, however it is. But I want to give this material to you. But every month, this is something that you can look forward to. It is what we've started, one of the offerings that we have with the Black Retail Collective. And so some of you may be in retail, others of you may you know, be in service-based, but it's called the Black Retail Collective. And, you know, with that being said, like what we want to offer to you is a monthly collective huddle where we come together just for a few hours to update everyone on what you're working on or potentially how we can help you. A monthly collaboration lab. With that being said, this lab is pretty much for you to link up with 2 other individuals. You decide within that 30 days, within a month, what you want to actually accomplish. If there's a project that you have going on and there's one thing that you have to get done in that 30 days, you and 2 other people will form a pod, and every single week you will hold each other accountable to make sure that that gets done so that you can be successful in those 30 days. Our monthly wellness circle is what you've experienced. We definitely will do a more lengthened time, or, you know, when we're able to really deep dive, this is going to be more of an intimate setting, maybe about 4 or 5 people in the circle where Lavonda can actually give you the therapy outside of your therapist, but, you know, you being creative, giving you more kind of therapy in that circle. The kitchen table talk is something that we need. This is for us to come together unified to talk about the discussion of what's happening. For instance, right now with the whole thing that's happening with HBCUs and money not being funded, you know, in that certain way, things that we find that's in our public that's disturbing us. This is for us to come together and say what we can do as a body to at least put some attention on that. And maybe you're working on something like COVID. That could be something that we all collectively can decide on helping you in some way, right? We all need some type of support. And how I made this is another thing we'll do within a month. And this won't be every single month, but these will be things that we will do. And how I made this is we're going to give you the table you host about what you're working on, who you are. This is a great way for us to deep dive into your business, as well as you show us what you do, as well as you get new clientele. We're here to spread the word for you. You know, you can bring to the table. So this is the Black Retail Collective that we're offering. We're opening up membership for this. This is not a sales pitch. This is, I mean, it sounds pitchy, but it's not a sales pitch. It's really because I don't know any other way to bring you all together and others who need this other than creating an actual platform for us. Like, we can do Zoom all day, but we need to be in a social environment where we can share energies and share, you know, what we're doing. And so I'm building a platform that is going to be for us to come in as members to be able to share what we're doing. And so I want to say thank you for joining. I want Vonda, whatever you know, Vonda has some materials and some other things, so I will let her close out and, you know, say any other necessary things that she needs to say.
All right. Thank you guys. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. I will be sending, in addition to what Viva has to send you, I'm going to send you over a few resources. It sounds like at least one or two of you are already in therapy, so you know, you may not need some of these resources, but I will still send them to everyone. I don't really have anything extra to add. I think everything that has been said needed to be said, and I hope to see you all in our next monthly wellness circle. It will look a little different than this. This was obviously more of a presentation, a kind of an introduction. The purpose of the wellness circle is to focus on self-care, emotional maturity, and having that space to sometimes we can just kind of kick back and have a little bit of fun, right? So to add to that, you know, pause, breathe, and self-care. And so we'll focus on some of those things. It won't be direct therapy, right? Because of the state lines. I'm licensed in South Carolina only, and so by legalities and ethics, I can't actually be your therapist, right? But I can offer that space where we can talk about wellness and we can share resources, and I can share some techniques and things with you. So I just wanted to add that piece. But if anybody has any questions or anything like that, I can actually put my email in the chat.
And I just wanted to for the last 3 minutes that we have, there's a couple of you that we didn't hear from. I just wanted you to, if there was any encouraging words or anything that you wanted to say, Bree, Shantae, and Jamise, if there was anything that the three of you wanted to say or give some type of advice or energy to the space. Don't jump at once.
Hey, it's Bree. I don't really have anything to really, you know, say as far as like inspiring, but I will say, because I know product-based, you know, creators, it can be a lot. And me being on the other side, you know, more so service, I would say definitely continue to do great work, because people like me will purchase, will invest, especially when you have great businesses. If I can choose to purchase your candle versus going to go in a line for 2 hours to go get a $10 candle from Bed Bath & Beyond, Bath & Beyond, excuse me, from, y'all know what I'm saying, Bath & Body Works, then I would definitely choose to do so. So I would say, as a creative, Black creatives, continue to definitely push forward, breathe while doing it, continue to be the best that you can be, because there are people out here like me who will continue to purchase, who will continue to contribute to your success, so that you can have your product in a maybe Bed Bath Beyond or Target or so forth, or Forward. And because I advocate strongly about Black products, especially when there is a great product. So continue to definitely push forward, because I know at times it can be very difficult, but that's, I guess, my little encouraging words as a person that's more on the service-based side.
Thank you for that. Thank you. Jamisa, you've been quiet over there. I just want to hear one thing from you, and then Bill, Shante, and Jamise, if there was anything you want to close out the circle with. Or maybe they stepped away. Shante, are you there? I see you unmuted. Okay, maybe not. Well, I just wanted to say thank you. It's 1:30. Time is of the, oh, I see now she has her hand raised. So are you getting it, girl? Okay, let me see if I can unblock her. Nope, we can't hear you, doll. So I will, give you all your time back. I want to thank you for being a part of this. I hope we will see you again in our circle. I hope that you will consider sharing this with others. I think, a space like this is necessary for us to really propel our businesses. So again, I thank you for Lavonda for sharing your expertise with us. I hope that you all were able to take something away. Again, if you have those emails, share those emails with me, your preferred ones, because I want to get this as well as other materials from Lavonda to be able, and if you want to share the Black Retail Collective in this wellness space in our collaboration lab to make you just great in what you do. So I appreciate you. I'm gonna close it out, and I hope that you all have a beautiful, beautiful day. Okay, yeah, and if you want to share your IGs or your information with each other while we're here, go ahead and post that as well for everyone to put in your IGs and take a snapshot of that. Go ahead.
Yeah, take a picture of it, because once you close the window out, it's going to go away. So yeah. You guys either may want to copy and paste it into a Word document, or take a snapshot of it, because it'll disappear in a minute.
So I believe I have most, if not all, everyone's IG. So I can also, when I do that material, let me just jot that down. I can also share this just in case you missed it. To share, if you all are comfortable with that. If you're not comfortable, it's IG. We can still search you. So there's no privacy on there. So all right, love. So take care. I appreciate you. I honor you. And again, be blessed. Make sure to pause, make sure to heal, repair, and also make sure to proceed in what you're doing. All right, I'm going to close out now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.